That was a sound.
It was indeed a noise. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Fools and Flagons.
Hakuna Matata.
A fun little D&D. Why'd the music stop?
It didn't stop for me.
I hear stuff.
Can't stop the rhythm of the chanting.
Oh, I need to fix Sirenscape. I'm gonna refresh because it went wrong. Well, anyway, hello. Welcome to Fools and Flagons, a D&D tabletop campaign where it's made up entirely by me, and I try to make sense of what these guys do to ruin my story.
Booga, booga, booga.
Wow.
Well, it's true. I mean, you guys missed a very obvious thing that Zeke would have loved to have done, but just ruined.
Okay. To
Are
be
we
fair,
referencing the Indiana Jones thing again?
Okay,
Yes.
so first off, we didn't miss it. Zeke missed it.
Well, no, all of you were technically in that room together, and you didn't. Just didn't.
Zeke missed it. It didn't hurt me at all.
Actually,
We didn't say it hurt you. We just said you missed it.
yeah.
We only said it hurt me on the inside.
You'll be
fine.
Heartbroken.
Exactly. Kayla said it the best. You'll be fine.
So, a very quick announcement for any of you watching us live and maybe even podcast listeners. It may or may not be a problem. There is a small storm cell coming over top of me again, so we may blip for a bit, but at the very least, it should be over and past us by 7:45, 8 o'clock. So hopefully by then, everything's mellowed out and we should be good to go. Praying that nothing actually does happen, knock on wood, and we'll be good to go and continue on with the stream. With that being said, does anyone have any announcements they wish to share?
Let's pray the storm cell doesn't reach its perfect form.
Brick dies tonight.
Kill him.
Sorry, I didn't mean to snap that. I realized that was probably really loud on the microphone there.
Didn't hear it.
Well, for the stream doesn't have CRISPR. So, gonna go ahead and blow through the announcements real quick here. This campaign, we stream every single Friday. We have the Tales of Archer on this Friday. Next week, it'll be Storm King's Chaos, DM'd by Zeke. If you'd like to see our past adventures, you can watch the VODs on our YouTube channel, or if you prefer to listen, you can find us in podcast form on pretty much every major podcast platform, such as iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Samsung Radio, Pandora, and many, many, many more. Each episode with the VOD and the podcast comes out the week after that particular session goes live on Twitch. So if you're watching tonight, the podcast will be up next Friday and so on. You guys are big boys and girls. You can figure out how time math works.
No.
No.
Okay, well, then there's no hope for you guys.
Numbers scare me.
So, on top of streaming the campaign, we have Pez Plays on Tuesdays, Metallurgy Magic on the weekend. The arms. Metallurgy Magic usually on the weekends, so long as he has time and he's not being forced into going to work and stuff. I have been told by Pez that this coming Wednesday, I don't have a choice. We are going to have an impromptu Whiskey Wednesdays to talk about the D&D movie. So, if you want to be part of that, then go see it this weekend.
I'm seeing it on Thursday.
Man, that sucks for you.
Listen, I don't make the rules. Pez got very, very persuasive.
Yep. I want to see it tomorrow.
Well,
So,
guess I
look
just won't
forward
be there.
to that.
Oh, you will. Don't you?
No spoilers.
Yes, all the spoilers.
So, if you do like what we do and you would like to support us in any way, shape, or form, please consider our coffee page. It's ko-fi.com/fools&flagons, all one word. Donations are never required, but always appreciated. All proceeds from donations and memberships go straight back into making Fools and Flagons an even better experience, and it really helps keep the podcast alive and well. We do want to thank you for your follows, subscriptions, and bits on Twitch. We do apologize that we can't recognize them verbally, so we don't interrupt the flow of the story. But these guys are usually watching the chat as things are going on, and they're reacting to people and talking when they're not paying attention to what I'm doing. So they will probably be talking to you. But your support of us is very much appreciated. That's about all I got, announcement-wise. Anyone else got anything?
Before I forget, on the slim chance that anyone is in Orlando for MegaCon, come by.
You better remember the name of the booth.
It's Michelle's Art Incorporated, I believe. I don't remember what aisle it's on, but we're like right next to Tattoo Alley. So come by. There's some really cool Pride Fox stuffed animals, some really cool resin art, and I'll be there for the next 2 days helping out. So come by and see us, please.
We'll answer fools and flagons questions.
Yay!
Or else.
Yes, answer all the questions you don't know the answers to.
Exactly. What happened here? I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you ask him any questions, he can text me and I can try to relay them to you guys, so long as I'm not seeing the movie. So, if no one else has anything, wave hello to Nim Ceiling.
Hi, Nim Ceiling.
All right, let's go on and get into it and see how much we can get done. So grab your drinks and raise your glasses. It's time for Fools and Flagons. That's a water bottle. So, to get you all up to speed, Princess Ena's assassin has been captured and brought back to the castle where Godrich, the head of the Blue Cathedral, unpetrified the man. Just like the head chef, he seemed to have been blackmailed into doing someone's dirty deed. Before the Tempests were...
cheap.
It wasn't done dirt cheap. Before the Tempests were able to get any information out of the man, he was struck in the chest with a Disintegrate spell. A quick search outside proved fruitless, as the caster seemed to have vanished without a trace. The only clue remaining was to investigate the tabard the man had been wearing, with the symbol of a rat rowing in a dinghy. After a very short search, the Tempests found the hideout for the Sea Rats, the Thieves Guild operating within the capital. Wharfmaster Brim Strongarm was already there discussing the guild's next steps and how to avoid being the wrongful target of the kingdom's wrath. And then, after some head-scratching and thinking in circles, the Tempests decide to question anyone and anything related to Princess Ena, including Admiral Grant Greyeye. I lost my spot. I got so excited there. Confounded as Brick may be, he was unable to figure out why she was the target and hoped that someone else may be able to shed some light on that matter. Unfortunately, they gained no real ground with their questioning, and Kasumi decided to see if Shenshe would reply to her query after a few days prior having complete and total silence from all deities. The main question was the Baroness Lorella Quint involved? And with a very definite yes, the Tempests now had someone to question. So, we rejoined the Tempests the following day. Is Kali the 8th, after having taken a long rest. What's the plan? The day is yours. What are you doing?
I'm not gonna lie. You said Godrich. All I can think of was the old episode of Fairly Odd Parents. Godrich, no! Guessing nobody else with me.
Trying to remember what we did last time. We already told the Thieves Guild, hey, we're pretty sure it's this person. Please follow them, intercept their mail, yada, yada, yada. We already did all that, yes?
Yes.
And we were discussing possibly any false information we could put out there to get the Baroness and whoever she's working with, if she's working with anyone else, to kind of show their hand.
That false information out and say that she's actually alive or dead or something. I think it was.
Well,
what did I say?
that's an interesting point. If we say that she succumbed to her wounds, then whatever the next step in their plan is, they'll go forward. But if it requires her to be dead, then that'll cause them to show their hand before they mean to.
Princess Encyclopedia is showing her book.
Bruh.
This bad boy can hold so many notes in it.
Were you trying to show us a specific note, or were you just showing off?
I'm showing off.
Okay.
There's so many. So many.
And then they're color-coded.
And then they get color-coded, and then
Dear
I got lazy.
God.
Because they go all pretty and color-coded, and then it goes to, like, just pen, and now we're at the
Chicken scratch.
Pencil stage.
The pencil stage.
Pencil stage. Yeah. Well, it's mostly because I have a new journal for her. I'm transferring everything over to.
So our two ideas right now of trying to draw someone out is say she's alive, and we're going to go ahead with some event and have someone disguised as her, or say she's dead and see what happens next.
Or you can just do what I want to do. Kick in the door and cut the head off.
Oh.
We don't have any evidence.
I'll put
And
us
if I
in jail.
needed that.
I'll put us in jail, and then you in jail again.
I'm sorry. First off, I would be so fine cutting your head off, and nobody else would be a part of it but me.
No, well, we're associated with you, so.
Cool.
Yeah, we are the Tempests, so we have a reputation and a name and all of that. So,
Cool. I mean, if there are no witnesses, there can be no squealers.
No.
I like my plans the best.
Should we ask for an audience with the king and present the two plans and anything else we have? Or do we want to wait till the Thieves Guild brings something substantial to the table?
That could take long time because they are thieves. But it could take a long time.
Do we want to
One of these
present-
days, your prejudices are going to bite you in the ass.
Probably, and I'll wait for that day.
Well, do we at least want to present the two plans without saying who we suspect? As, again, we don't have any evidence other than godly intervention. Which, as much as we put faith into that, they may not.
But on the same side, we could also take into account that the king could be really angry and throw all logic to some end and just decapitate her instead.
Brick,
Well-
Brick, make a religion check for me real quick with that
Oh,
statement.
Lord.
Are you? Oh, that's not good. Where's my religion? Who's in my religion? 10!
Yeah, never mind. Continue.
I rolled a 4.
I figure. That's a
Fire.
pretty good religion modifier, though.
Brick may not know much, but he knows about his religion.
I mean, my all the modifiers that I actually have are either 8, 6, or 4.
Is this Minecraft music?
No, this is the fairy picnic.
We've just heard it so much, it starts to sound like Minecraft music.
It sounds like Minecraft.
This is the music we've been using for like the last year.
No.
The piano does sound vaguely reminiscent of base
does.
Minecraft.
It's kind of going.
Oh, nice! It's going under us. That's good.
Yep.
Does anybody else have any suggestions, ideas?
I like my ideas better.
Oh, we don't care about your idea.
Decapitate or use the king's anger to do it for us. Problem solved.
Also, we don't know how much faith he puts in the gods, so...
Yeah, shame with that religion check.
The dice said no!
The dice said no.
I mean, I'm willing to go present plans if people think that is the best idea.
So, at this point, Kasumi has not come downstairs yet. She slept in. She's very tired.
That's right. You had a bad result after your.
Yes.
Grab the broom.
She's very tired, but all of a sudden you see Kasumi very slowly walking down the stairs, and she has her tails grouped up in front of her, and she is cuddling them to her chest.
Aww.
How many you got at this point?
So
So
she's
many.
got this big grin on her face, and you
Uh-oh.
do see that there is an extra tail now. She has 4 tails now. She's very excited. So she's very much like little kid with this like stuffed blankie, like hugging her tails to her chest.
Wow, you're halfway there.
Also, Brick, I'd have to share with you that when you said hit the ceiling with the broom, I was like, but Brick is the broom. So I just see Zon grabbing your legs going, goosh, goosh, goosh. I'm sorry, I had to share.
You seem like you are happy.
Yes. She just says yes.
So...
Do you not notice?
Whoa, we're halfway there.
You see her smile like fall for a minute, and she's like, "I had 4 tails."
In my defense, you're hugging them all together. It looks like one big floof.
She lets go of them and starts twirling.
Fine, it's fine.
It's like, what? Start over as reset.
Yes, it does seem that you have another tail. So, what does that mean?
That means I'm getting my abilities back slowly.
Uh-huh. And, what abilities do you have back now?
My tails are magical. I didn't know if you knew that.
And...
I can do more magic.
Oh. How much more magic are you talking about here?
More magic. I'm just gonna go get her tea.
Oh,
How dare I ask the questions? I'm just gonna throw his hands up in the air. Fucking...
He doesn't get it.
Level up.
Oh
You
no.
forgot to level up.
Well, no, I did my health.
Oh, but you didn't do skills at all.
I did do
You got
skills.
5th level spells now, I believe?
You should also have a new,
We always had 5th.
Maybe.
Channel Divinity.
Oh, yeah, Channel Divinity.
Yeah, we have a second
Yes, I
5th
Channel
level
Divinity.
slot.
No, you should have
Oh,
a
yeah,
new
you
one.
already had 5th levels.
Yes. We get a second 5th level slot now. So, Kasumi, if you were talking about these great plans that we have, talking to the king about falsifying the princess's death, falsifying the princess's being alive, me wanting to just decapitate the lady, but they don't like my idea.
Mainly because I highly doubt that the Duchess... Was it a Duchess?
Baroness.
Baroness. The lady... had the
Good recovery.
ability or magical nuance to fire off a spell that powerful. So either A, she's working with someone or working for someone, or B...
Wait, didn't they say that she had affinity for the magic? I am almost positive they said that she has affinity for the magic.
I think they did mention that she does have knowledge of the arcane arts. He just wasn't sure of her extents and her skills.
Again, that is a very powerful spell.
So,
Well, so I know that clearly we have a target.
yes, we do have the target.
Would we want to maybe do some scouting where she is currently to make sure she's still there?
Well, we already know where she is, and then we also have those, the sneaky people spying on her as well.
Well, we
Get
know
confirmation on that.
we know where she's said to have been, but we don't know if she's still there.
I mean, as far as they know, she hasn't left the city yet.
Right.
I am still of the mind that we should falsify information to get them to play their hand.
Yes, we should lie. Lie!
Well, I know at first someone propositioned the idea of having one of us pretend to be the princess, and that I am not a big fan of.
Well, to be fair, you wouldn't be a fan, you would be a young lady, but...
So does that mean you would prefer sending out information that she succumbed to her wounds or something?
If you think something like that would work, the whole concept of having one of us put our lives in the direct limelight of danger just makes me very uncomfortable.
Well, to be fair, we kind of already do that.
Yes, but we're not saying, hello, here, I'm the target, come over here, shoot me.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, I was about to say, technically we do.
No.
Yeah!
Not to this extent. You've already seen the assassination attempts on her. They're not messing around.
I mean, to be fair, who was messing around that tried to kill us before?
All I'm saying is I don't want one of us to have to go through that. Granted, if someone chooses to, that's their choice, but it just does not sit well with me, the thought of one of us turning ourselves into a giant blinking target for an assassination.
All in favor of suggesting to the king that we falsify her death, yay or nay? Yay.
So, I guess yay? So, if that's not what we want to do, then what else? So then what are the people who don't say yay's opinion?
I mean, we could go talk to the king and see what he recommends.
Probably
The only reason I've been hesitant to tell the king we think we know who it is, or technically we know who it is don't know how he feels about divination, magic, and godly interference.
We could go ask him. Let's do it.
I saved his daughter twice.
Oh, wait. What?
That is fair.
Pretty sure
Yes, good job,
he's gonna
DM.
be receptive of any sort of magic
Got him.
So, I have...
to some degree.
We do technically have somebody very nearby who might know the answer to this question. Zan's just gonna point out at the cafe outside the cart.
Good point.
Why didn't you get
Fern?
that beforehand?
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys don't like my ideas 9 times out of 10, so
Because
This is
half
the
the
first
time
one
you're
that-
stupid.
they're not
This is
stupid.
the first one that hasn't involved possibly getting thrown in jail.
Yeah, for real.
Jail's so bad. I just walked out of the jail. It's fine.
I'm gonna go ask Fern. Anyone coming with?
I am coming with you.
I'm assuming by Pez's desk shaking, that's a yes too. So, is anyone not going to Fern's?
We're in the
I think
cart,
Kasumi is
right?
disciplining
Correct.
some children in the streets.
I'm aware.
Kasumi and I will stay and twirl with her tails.
Okay. So the fellas head off to Fern's. It's a long trek. Takes you all of a minute. You round the
Rick.
corner.
Hold on to me. I'm so tired.
Let me see. Okay. So you show up to Fern's little cafe, and it's fairly bustling. There's quite a few people sitting out front. This seems to be one of the days that he's open for business as far as the cafe goes. You see Princess Ena is outside tending to some customers in the outer table. She sees the three of you and come out of the wagon, and she's just waving at you. Unfortunately, she's not really able to come to you as she's hopping between tables. It is quite busy this morning. But she does acknowledge that you were there, and she goes inside. What are you guys doing?
Looking for Fern.
Okay. You head on inside. How bold do you want to be?
I don't want to like shout, "Hey, Fern!" But
You know
just kind
that
of
he
looking
knows.
around for him, like poke a head in the kitchen if we don't see him.
I was going to say
immediately.
that's kind of why I was
I'll say
asking,
he's gonna be
because
in the kitchen.
traditionally he doesn't work the front of house. That's Emma, so he would be in the back, and that's why I was asking, how bold would you be? Would you stop and ask Emma, or would you just go, we belong here. Just shove the door open and go on into the back kind of deal.
I thought you said Emma wasn't available. So if Emma's here, like in
she
front
seems
of us,
busy.
Just probably aside to her whenever there's at least a little bit of a lull. Just when you can, we would like to see Fern, please.
And
she's kind of. Go ahead. Well,
Nim was trying to say something.
Oh, sorry.
Was trying to say something.
I mean, just when you were saying how bold do you want everyone to be? Can I be kobold?
No.
Never mind. He didn't have anything to say.
Nothing important was lost.
We are in rare form tonight, boys.
Yep. I don't know. This seems pretty spot on to me. So you kind of like Emma, but she has platters of food, and she pauses for a second, and you ask her, and she goes, "Oh, I just go on back. I'm sure I'll be pleased to see you." And she keeps on going to the tables out in the front to deliver the drinks and the food that had been ordered. Okay. So you head on back into the back. Very familiar with the layout of the place at this point, with how many times you've been through the back door in the front. And you see... Really? That's the first time you talk in like 5 minutes?
Pterodactyl.
Fern is back there, and he seems relatively busy, but as he hears the thing open, he's expecting Emma to come through with more orders, sees you, and he gets a big smile on his face. He goes, "Oh, good to see you. What can I do you for? Pardon me if I'm a bit busy, but how can I help?"
Just had a few quick questions pertaining to our investigation.
Oh, sure. Fire him away.
Well, number one, we have a suspect, but we had to come through it through magical divine means. How does the king feel about asking the gods for information?
Oh, I don't believe he'd have too much worries over it. He has regular, conferences with Kadal.
Ah! All right, that's a lot more promising than we were thinking.
I knew it.
Now, to be fair, depending on the god, he may be a little bit biased. We don't really talk about that, so I don't really know. If you don't mind my asking, who was it?
Shenshe.
Oh. Well, I don't really see him terribly minding that. The dragon lovers are known to be some of the more reasonable ones, so... I would say you'd have a decent amount of luck if you really think that that's... The answer you were given is correct anyway.
It was very angrily given to us, too.
He seemed very upset about the princess's attempted murder.
You see him now kind of stop what he's doing. He was like midway pouring milk into like a teacup, and he stops and goes, "Oh. Be sure to mention that. That might..." Finishes pouring and sets it down and kind of like leans one elbow on the side of the table, hand on his hip. That's not normal to get emotions with an answer like that.
Not my god.
Well, I know that the castle's been on high alert, so I can't say for certain that you'd be able to get in and see him, but you are who you are. I'm sure you have more pull than I would.
I get in for this, Asa.
Well, hope for the best, I guess. I believe that was the only really big thing we needed. We just weren't sure how he felt about godly interference.
You call it interference. I call it...
Godliness is next to cleanliness.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
That.
I said godliness is next to cleanliness.
Oh.
Well, we appreciate you seem very busy. Is there anything else that you need to ask, Brick? Or Bez?
I believe that was the big thing.
Good.
Right, well, and he kind of like pulls the towel up from his side and like rubs his hands off. Sounds like you lot have a busy day. Give me just a moment. And he kind of like goes over and sets down some food wrapping paper, and he gets some bacon, some pastries, and he wraps it up real quick and just for the road.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, before we leave, does the Baroness come in here often, at all?
Baroness Quint. Heavens no, she...
Hoity-toity?
No, she's been off ever since her husband passed those years ago. I've heard rumors, but we were never really on speaking terms to begin with. But from my understanding, things are not very good on the Emerald Point front.
Yes, I know where that is.
You do?
Of course!
Make a deception check.
Zon is very obviously being sarcastic, by the way. But, yeah, my deception check is very... wow, that's actually low. Plus 9, clear 9.
He kind of looks at you for a second and just like, you have no idea where it is, do you?
Not at all.
Right. And he kind of closes his eyes and thinks for a second. You came through Mayoglin, aye?
Correct.
South of that. Meanwhile, Pez is in the cafe just assembling his gun.
Yes. I also know where that is.
I look at Zon. After what happened in Mailglen, we might need to check the Duchess's ring finger.
Baroness.
Sorry.
Well, I do not... Oh, if she's very fond of those, I will cut that finger off fast, and I don't care what anybody says.
You know, a finger versus what might be in a ring, that's fair. Now that we have that information, we best be going, now. Bye, Fern. Thank you for the pastries. And then
Good luck. Say goodbye. Say hello to your ladies for me.
Will do.
He just immediately starts going back to what he was doing, assembling platters and all.
Better.
All right, what's next, fellas?
Let's go get the women with the food.
Go
get the women.
gather the rest of the party, inform them, and also... So yeah, if she's been off after her husband died, and considering what we know about the shadow thing, just keep a lookout, just in case. It might not be connected, but twice is a coincidence, 3 times is fuck.
Dan, while we're walking back, I do have a question. So,
okay,
we've all... All right.
Yawning.
Oh. So, we've all been around these things.
What's these things?
The shadow creature things.
Okay, yeah.
To be fair, I have been around or nearby them a little teeny bit more. Is there a feeling that I would be able to get if one of those was nearby, just a familiar feel? Out of curiosity, I'm pretty sure the answer is no, but...
Your time around them, while they seem to be specifically looking for you or coming after you, you haven't exactly spent a significant amount of time with them. The shadowy head in the bottom of Luna Wind was very brief, sapped something out of you, and then the creature in Mailglen, you basically killed it in about, it was 2-3 rounds, so
30 seconds,
18 seconds. It was it's there, kill it, and then it was dead. So,
and then the other one.
What other one?
The banishment.
Oh. Sorry, 1 second.
It's the alarm.
Yeah, I was just curious if I was actually hearing it, or if I was hearing something else.
That's why you saw me take my earphone off a couple times.
Yeah. They're going on around me too.
You
hear the dog.
You don't... I would say that you may kind of get a little bit of a sense of it, but without being around it consistently, you don't know. Is the long and short of it. You may not.
Like goosebumps, if anything.
Possibly. You won't know until you know.
Okay. But we're still walking back.
But yeah, we'll get there, inform them of what we've learned, inform them that, hey, she's been acting weird, so, maybe keep an eye on that possibility.
I'm just excited that we might actually get to just see her straight up die.
But shall we go see if we can get an audience with the king?
Well, let's eat first and then let's go.
Sounds good.
I don't think the king would say no to us anyways.
That is not true at all, Van. Whenever you assume in some situation with hoity-toity high-ups, not that the king has been rude to us in any way, shape, or form, the stress of a friend or family dying can also make rash things happen a little bit more than usual. So you're thinking with your emotions instead of your head.
Yes, but we are bearing news of potentially finding the killer.
Listen, I agree 100%. Just saying that it's not always as easy as it seems.
I'm not concerned. And she just sits back and gets comfy.
Sipping her tea.
Well,
break out the bacon!
So you all have a quick breakfast, stock up your stuff for the morning and whatever activities await you. And then, what next? Go into the castle?
Yes, we would be going to the castle.
Okay. You head on up towards the castle, and the guards out front, where before you were only seeing maybe 2, there's now 4. They, where before they had just been standing on the sides, there's now the 2 on the sides and 2 spaced evenly in the middle. They see you arriving, and the 2 in the middle step aside and allow you to pass on through.
Give a nod.
They don't respond. They don't make any movement. They just see you passing, and as soon as you go by, you hear the armor just clunk clunk as they step back into place. You guys head on up to the castle, up at the double doors where you had been through before to get into the throne room. There are even more guards. There's about 8 of them standing outside of the door, and these ones don't immediately let you pass. One of the ones towards the middle addresses you, lifts his chin a little bit. Halt! What is your business here today?
Rick?
Seeking an audience with the king, update on investigation into the goings-on of unrest.
He kind of gives you a quick nod, turns, lets himself into the throne room. The big door shuts behind him. The other 7 guards just stand there staring straight ahead. A few moments pass. Maybe a little bit longer than you were maybe hoping for. Then the door opens a little bit wider. He holds it open for you. His Majesty will see you now.
Wunderbar. Thank you.
You all head inside. He steps back out, shuts the door behind him. And inside you see at pretty much every column down the way towards the throne is a guard on both sides. Security has been stepped up significantly within the palace.
Zan's going to look up to where that window was. Is there anything up there now?
All the windows appear to be shut. So you head towards the front, and you can see that King Damien is sitting up in his throne, and there's a few people standing around at the bottom of the throne's dais. You see very familiar Wharfmaster Brim. You see Admiral Grant. Otis is there. And you see the large Goliath that you had seen, the 2 times prior, the captain of the guard. and they're all standing there discussing things with the king. He sees you all come in, and he kind of like half stands from his chair. He's kind of doing like that, like, there you are, and he kind of like is motioning you all to come forward, and the rest of them turn, see you, and whatever conversation that had been happening come to a stop as they wait for the 5 of you, 6 of you, sorry, Hamburger's there too, to arrive. Apologies. Who is messaging? Oh, got it. Okay. I will turn you down just in case. Can you give me a test there, Nimmy boy?
How could you forget Hamburger?
Don't know. There hasn't been much murder for me to remember the threat of Hamburger.
Yeah, that is fair.
Yeah. So, anyway, thank you, sir. You approach with everyone else. You kind of complete the semicircle around the king's throne. And he looks at you. So, they said that you had some information for me. Care to share? And you see that now all the eyes are on you, waiting.
So, Zan's gonna grab Kasumi and yank her up front. Our resident Kitson here has had a conversation with a god about what happened. And would you like to explain this, what you were told, Kasumi?
Yeah. So she very much was not expecting to be shoved in front of the group. But she takes a second to gather herself and she's like, so we've been trying our best to investigate and question and look at all of the clues that we had. And it led us to a point where we had a person of interest. And for confirmation, I have asked my deity, who I've had a lot of communication with lately, if we were on the right path. And when I asked if this suspect was involved, my deity actually became very angry and furiously told me that yes, they were.
You see him lean forward, even more so in his chair, or in his throne. Who was your deity that you asked?
Shenshe?
Kind of leans back a bit, steeples his fingers. That is slightly concerning. And you say you have a person of interest. Would you mind telling us who that might be?
Kasumi's gonna, look behind her.
The Baroness.
Baroness Quint.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of shares a glance with the captain of the guard, and without saying anything, he nods his head, slams the helmet onto his head, and just starts stomp towards the doors. And I mean, this is the kind of, oh Lord, he coming, and whoever he's coming for is going to have a very bad day.
Your Majesty, before we get to that point, I did have a suggestion.
Sorry, I was distracted by those two.
Angry eyebrows.
He kind of raises a hand and he says, Geralt, just a moment. You hear the clunk clunk.
Going off of the apparent anger of Shenshe and the slight ambiguous motivation, I feel like there's something we're still missing. And so I wanted to suggest that mayhaps we encourage the Baroness and whoever she's working with, or maybe if it is just her, to show their hand with a little bit of deception.
Yes, we don't know if she's the only one involved yet, But when I asked my deity, is the Baroness involved in the assassination attempts on your daughter? That was the very strong, angry yes.
While I understand what you are saying, a member of my family has been attacked. Twice. He kind of looks over their heads and gives a nod to Geralt, and you hear the thundering footsteps again. I have heard your recommendation, but this is my kingdom and my family that is at stake, and I will do what I deem necessary. If she is part of this, either the main piece or but a pawn, we will get her, and we will get to the truth of it.
I'm so... Zonj bouncing up and down this whole time like I fucking knew this shit was gonna happen.
We also have heard that she has been acting different since the passing of her husband in some time.
I have heard the rumors.
So what are the rumors about her in Emerald Point? If you don't mind me being so bold to ask.
Rumors tell that she has become violent towards her staff and her barony. Production has been delayed on many occasions, and we have sent many an inquiry, and we are constantly assured that there are just some unfortunate delays. But no conclusive information has reached our ears to say anything other than just workplace accidents.
So when you say production has been slowed on what?
They are a major lumber mill. They provide a fair bit of wood for ourselves and Welter Watch, to be perfectly fair.
I look at Zon. Another large exportation being somehow messed with.
That is a good point. They were doing all of the gold.
We suspect, with nothing but rumors at this point, that perhaps this is connected somehow to the shadow creatures that we've encountered twice now. Again, no solid evidence, but it's a little bit too coincidental to be comfortable. In both cases, well, the two cases we've encountered so far, in one case, people were acting a little strange, and the town that we encountered at first was having a very important commodity export taken out from under them. In the second case, Melglin was the victim of random violent attacks provoked by this entity and its minions. Things are lining up a little bit too much for my comfort.
That being said, if she's wearing any jewelry on her at the time of her acquisition, I would suggest taking them off. You know, just because this might be where the entity is housed in.
I have every bit of faith in the captain.
Is it just him going?
Of course not.
Oh, thank God. Okay, very good.
He kind of looks at you like, that was a really fucking stupid question to ask.
Listen, he seems very qualified for this job. I did not know. I wanted to make sure.
Actually, at this point, I turned to Otis on the subject of the shadow creatures. Have you had any chance to look at those teleportation notes I gave you?
I did, he answers you. They were incomplete. All that I could ascertain was that it is something in the north. Where in the north, I cannot say. It could
Not
be
even...
Rokasing, it could be so far as the Aeran continent.
Well, that it takes care of half the globe, so it's better than nothing.
Be glad you are not going to the Broken Shores.
DM, real fast. What the hell are the Broken Shores?
The Broken Shores are towards the south of the map, and you being a sailor, you would have heard these rumors. The Broken Shores or Broken Isles, like, brain is spacing exactly how I worded it. But you know that they are a massive chain of islands and reefs that the pirates of High Tide are notorious for losing pursuits within, as they are able to, through the worship of their deity Seto, who has preferential treatment towards the pirate king, is able to guide them through safely, whereas others are very much less fortunate.
Okay. Sorry, like, my map wasn't all the way down. You said north of Rokasine, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, no. It's the north side of the world. It could be in Rokasine. It could be one of the northern parts of Ayera. He's unsure. You've got the latitude, you don't have the longitude.
Gotcha.
Did I do that right?
I
think the long way around. So latitude is up and down, I'm pretty sure.
Something like that.
I'm also going to kind of, while we're waiting, kind of kneel down next to Wharfmaster Brim. I know we didn't give...
Don't patronize me!
I know we didn't give you much time, but were our mutual friends able to look into her any?
Into her? Oh, sorry, wrong accent. To her? No. We did find the name of your dusty friend, however.
Oh.
Supposedly his name was Rakar. Rakar. Fair few of the bars around the town had seen him come in, very heavily drinking into his cups at night. Few people said he was constantly saying, for her, doing it for her, I'm sorry. So your blackmailing information you heard is sounding more plausible. So whoever is the cause of this is a right bastard of a person.
Were they able to track down his place of residence and find any trace?
So far as they are aware, he's not from here.
Oh, that complicates things more.
That's all we've been able to get.
If they're outsourcing their work and bringing in people from outside, that makes things a lot more difficult.
Well, from what they were able to find, supposedly Rakar was a very good huntsman. Very good being out and about in the wilderness for days, weeks, months at times. He was no light hand.
Is there any sort of guild he might have been associated with for that kind of work?
That we don't know. It's about this time that the front doors open, and you see Captain Geralt has shoved both open with his hands, takes his helmet off, and he looks angry. And he bellows out into the... this man can fucking project. He goes, "The Baroness has left the capital, sire." You as you turn to, look at the commotion, you hear a heavy thump as King Damien just slammed his fist on the arm of his chair. And he says some very colorful swear words that you aren't familiar with what the language is. But it's definitely some swearing. Zahn, you have heard this. It's the proper language that the Knightly Kingdoms use. They are very predominantly speak in common, but they do have their own language. Just none of them have really been using it around you. But you have heard sailors using this before. It's actually closer to Old English. But yeah, Latin would be more like Romana area.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you see him, he's kind of got his hand on his face and he's thinking. And then he looks at the five of you.
Oh, say it. Say it. Ask us a question, your majesty. And I will make sure I will kill her myself. I mean, bring her in alive.
I like the first option, if I'm being perfectly honest with you.
Man, you have no idea how happy I am to hear that. I have been dying to kill somebody. It's been way too notices he's still standing around all of the fucking guards. Yeah, let's just say I have some frustrations to take out. How about that?
Therapy.
I know what you mean, and I know who you are.
This is true.
No, he looks at you, takes a hand from his face, leans in and goes, I know who you are.
Wait. Son's gonna sit there like a car has just come to stop in his head and the wheels are just
I'm in danger.
So, I would like to task you, the Tempests. If you are able to bring her back in one piece, you heavy eye roll, all the better. If not, when might you be able to leave for this adventure? And he is looking very intently at you.
Would she be
the wagon's a little slow. We might need some horses.
Is that might be is in better option for that? Would she be headed back to Emerald Point out of curiosity, or would she be passing through Maelgren about now?
He kind of looks behind you, and you haven't been able to miss this. The captain of the guard had come and thumped up behind you. He's got his helmet in the crook of his arm, and he looks at him and just kind of quirks an eyebrow, kind of gives an up nod of his head, well, he goes, according to the gods, as soon as the delegation was dismissed from the docks, she quickly came back to the dancing sails and left. She has at least half a day ahead of us. Assuming she's heading to Maelglen, back to Emerald Point. I'm sorry, sire, we don't know.
I look at Otis. Can you get us to Maelglen?
They do not have a circle. I could teleport.
I don't know what that is. I didn't hear shit, but
I thought I heard something. Maybe I didn't, but fuck it anyway. Possible. It is a 3-day journey. Unfortunately, I do not have that spell prepared. I could do it tomorrow.
So... Go ahead.
I mean, if we want to chase her right now, wagon's probably going to be too slow. Probably would need some fast horses.
These... I'm going into Otis. These I could provide.
Anybody else got anything?
I just got the permission to... Wait a minute. You said you know who I am. Or what I am. We need to back up to that little doozy here.
I am fully aware that you decided to give up on your sentence.
Oh, that part. Yeah. Such avoiding eye contact now. Yeah, well,
And it was of my own decision, through the good word given to us by Admiral Grant's cousin, that you were actually trustworthy now. So I am going to trust that you, and he looks at Yuzan, have not lost your edge for what brought you south in the first place.
That's a fair bet.
God, I wish there was a spell that just releases all of the malice he's been holding inside this whole time.
He stands there in awe.
just killing intent from an anime. Just.
I've been curious. Vanera has had this look on her face. I can't tell if one of the girls is doing something weird or if she's like, "Oh, I have ideas."
I I was thinking I had ideas, and then I realized I don't actually have ideas. Head empty, no brain, smooth thoughts.
Would you be able to turn yourself up just a smidgen? Like, just a
Sorry, there was a dog barking at the sirens.
That's fine.
Yeah, this would have been a really nice time to have a druid. Anyway,
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Tree stride.
Tree stride. That was not aimed at anyone. That was just me being like...
Do you want 8 wolves?
No, I don't.
Wolves!
I want to be the summoner of the 8 wolves.
I refuse for Brick to be a summoner. Fuck you.
To clarify, so it is a 3-day journey from here to Maryland, correct?
Yes, roughly half a day lead on us.
I don't. If we can get the spell prepared in the days that matters not, that means we still have half a day to prepare. That being said, if we did wait...
I was about to say, also, we don't know that that's definitely where she said. Probably not definite.
So...
The king is sitting there and he kind of raises a hand for a second. You said that you were able to commune with your deities.
Yes, I guess we are.
Would they not be... And he kind of is looking between Zahn and Vanera for this. Is this not within either of your realms of expertise?
Okay, to be fair, the first thing that I think of isn't talking to a deity of Rokasine in the royal capital.
While we do mainly worship Kadal, I'm going to assume you haven't really gotten to take a full tour of the capital, but we do have, sorry, real quick, I'm on the wrong tab. We do have for lack of a better word, a church, a temple that does pay homage to all of the deities.
Wow.
Just gonna let Vanera have her moment.
So...
You guys knew what I was doing.
I knew what you were doing.
She's gonna hold up Kadal's journal. You want to tell Kadal to talk to me? I'd gladly ask him.
He kind of looks at you a bit confused and slightly concerned, and he kind of opens his mouth and shuts it, and I would not dare to try and tell Kadal what to do. What was that, sorry?
It's his journal.
He kind of looks at it curiously and doesn't change the fact that I'm not about to tell our deity to do something. I like not being burnt to a crisp.
Wait,
Where's the temple? I'll go tell him myself. I don't scare no ghost.
We're getting off track. Vanera, Zahn, do either of you have a divination spell prepared?
What are you looking for, dude?
Yes, I have always have the ability to talk to Valkyrie or any of the gods, preferably Valkyrie, at any point in time.
I can just pray.
Somebody just asks where she's going.
I can just pray.
And where she's at.
Prayed.
Your Majesty, where would the temple be?
Where, please, is the temple?
Please, His Name, Majesty.
The temple, Harry!
You would have passed it when you first came through the gates into the Grove District. It's the first building on the left, across from the
All
carpenter.
the way down there? Strange.
Wait, you said where is it?
The further you move into the capital, the more dedicated to Kadal the general populace tends to be. Those are the ones who have been here the longest. Most of our travelers and passers through would live in the Grove, which is where we have the temple to all the deities. If you wish to specifically speak to Kadal, there is the Church of Kadal in the Cobble District.
I will go there.
If you recall, Godrich, who was here just the other day, The Blue Cathedral, just here in the Royal District. Once you head out the palace grounds, it will be around the dancing sails to the left.
And is that one to all the gods or just Kadal?
The last two are just for Kadal. The Temple of the Gods in the Grove is for all of them.
Then I will go there. I will split the party.
Let's go find out where she is and where she's going.
Yep.
Would anybody like to go with me, or do you mind if I go myself?
I'll go with you.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't expecting that.
I'm going to Kadal's temple.
It'll be interesting to see what they have for
Kadal's
Bowler.
Temple, not the Blue Cathedral.
Kadal's church, temple.
Yeah, no, I'm just making. There were two options there.
Whichever one screams Kadal more.
The ice cream stand.
Perfect.
Heads for the Temple of Kadal, sees the pastry shop. Oh yeah!
You just see an old man in a robe just sitting there licking an ice cream cone. You had some
Lamb.
questions?
Okay, so Vanir, are you going by yourself, or is anyone going with you?
Wishes to accompany me.
I'll go with her.
I mean, I guess I can go.
You going with the ladies?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I'm checking.
Ah,
the
yes,
radar
our
'cause I'm
usual
curious.
split.
Like father, like son.
Zahn's gonna pat Brick on the back. Well, I appreciate you coming with me, even if nobody else wants to.
It is a long walk.
Carry me.
No.
Oh. All right. So the king kind of looks at you all, and I wish you all the best of luck. If you do intend to go on foot via mount, please come and let me know. I will see what I am able to accomplish. If you wish to wait for Archmage Otis to take you via teleportation, I suppose we will see you on the morrow. Good luck.
Let's get going.
Okay. So, you all head on out of the royal palace, straight on down. It's so heckin' windy. You all head on down through the city, following the directions you had been given. You get through the royal district, you pass by Ferns, you go through the gate, continue on down through the cobble district. Vanira and Kasumi, now that you were looking for it, it's very obvious where the Church of Kadal is. You've passed it a few times already. It's right on the main thoroughfare between the districts. And as you two split off, the three of you, because Pez is going, apologies. As the three of you split off, going into that structure, Brick and Zahn, you keep on heading down through to the Grove. So with that, we are going to handle the Church of Kadal first, since they have technically gotten there. So, the three of you head inside of the temple. It's very big, it's very spacious. It's a bit strange. There's a large statue of Kadal in the center, and there are various benches and pews circled around it. And there's a few people that are in there. One of them looks to be a little bit dirty, maybe a farmer or a dock worker. And they seem to be just sitting there and staring up at the statue. They're kind of leaned back and relaxed on the bench that they're sitting on. And after a few moments of being in there, you hear the soft shuffling of feet mixed in with a clink, shuffle, shuffle, clink, shuffle, shuffle, clink. And you look over and totally ready, not stalling for time as I prepare this image to send to you so you know what this fella looks like. You see what appears to be an older gentleman.
I thought that was his name was Juicy. Like, please don't let it be
No.
Oh, he is juicy.
You see an older man, has a very long white beard, is holding a walking stick or maybe a quarterstaff. It's hard to make out, but it looks like a long stick, and he's putting his weight heavily upon it. In his arm is a tome of some sort, and he wanders up to the three of you. He goes, 3 new faces I have not seen. Welcome, please. Sit, relax, pray. If there's anything I can help you with. By all means, this is a safe place. If you have need of me, I am named Bod. And he starts to clink, shuffle, shuffle, clink, shuffle, shuffle.
His name is Bard.
Yes.
Is he a bard?
You don't know.
Are you a bard?
He kind of like clink, shuffle, shuffle, clink, shuffle, shuffle. Clink,
Oh!
my name is Bod. Clink, shuffle, shuffle, clink, shuffle, shuffle. Help! I broke Vanera.
Click, shuffle, shuffle.
That's the title.
Well, gotta park myself on a bench, point a finger at him and be like, you better answer my prayers, I have questions for you. This is silent meow breed. That would have been funny, though.
Aww.
I can't wait to see the answer to this one.
As Vanera sits to pray, Kasumi, Pez.
Your clothes are sharp.
Are you two doing anything?
Kasumi looks a little awkward. Like, she's not really sure, like, what to do, where to stand, and she just kind of, like, looks around for a minute to see, like, what everyone else is doing. And then she just sees Vanera sitting, and she's like, okay, and she'll just plant herself in the seat and just kind of sit there and stare at the ceiling.
As you look up towards the ceiling, you see that there are some gorgeous motifs painted on the ceiling. There's frescoes, bits of gold here and there around some of the swirling edges.
Hold up.
Make a perception check for me.
Does this man have a whole Sistine Chapel to himself?
It's not a Sistine Chapel per se, but
Pretentious bastard.
Well, the pretty ceiling will keep Kasumi's attention occupied for a bit.
You know, just out
Ooh,
of,
pretty color.
just because I can, I hope that old guy's Godal. Just so he can
Probably.
hear what you're saying.
Fuck you guys.
Oh, Bard! Bard, come back!
are you actually calling him back?
No.
Oh.
Can I sit down in like a corner with hamburger just nestled in my lap and reach out to Coyote? I want to see what happens.
Oh, in
church.
Kadal's temple?
Yeah.
Naughty.
Okay.
Naughty, naughty.
So you're praying to Coyote. Kasumi is looking up at the very nice paintings. Vanera, what are you praying? What are you saying or asking for?
The sirens are going off again. Sorry. The neighbor's dog next door does not shut the fuck up. Hi, me again. I know we don't talk often, but we kind of need your help. It's about the princess. Something's going on. Kind of need answers. Also, how is Nefeli? I have not talked to her in a while. Okay, please respond. I need answers, please. Please.
Make a religion check for me.
No, why would you make me make religion? I'm not even.
Don't make the priest take a religion check! No!
I wish to use Lucky.
Lucky is in the rabbit's foot, or
No, Lucky
Oh.
is in It was an okay roll, but I wished. Nope, we're going with my first roll. Never mind. 13.
13. You
You
are
can see that second one.
you are very you are very familiar. Wait, the lucky feat, aren't you forced to use the second roll?
No, it says I can choose. I choose which die to use.
Okay, got it. You're familiar with communing with Nefeli. You have conversed with Kadal, but you haven't ever really prayed to him. And you're not sure that if the silence that greeted you is because he doesn't wish to respond, or perhaps you didn't follow the normal prayers or rituals that would really gather his attention.
Can I go find Bard?
As you get up to go find Bard, Pez, you say a quick prayer to Coyote, or you try to commune with him, just sitting there, petting Hamburger, looking to see if you can get a sign. And as you're petting Hamburger, Hamburger just sneezes once. And in that time, Vanera, you stand up to go find Bard, and you see that Bard seems to trip over something and falls down. And Hamburger, you hear a weird kind of laugh, almost a barking laugh, come from him. Seems very reminiscent.
I go to help Bard up.
He's slowly getting to his feet. He's like trying to look at his sandal to see if maybe he like caught it on something, if there was something on the floor. He's kind of like shuffle, looking around, and he has to like bend, and you swear you hear something pop as he bends and like grabs a book, and might be a little bit more hunched over than he was before, but he eventually like gets himself back up. He starts moving along again.
Bard.
Yes.
I can't with this man. He's old. Leave him alone. Is there a preferred way to pray to Kadal?
No, he is not always known to reply straight away. He can be quite busy as the oldest and most powerful of the deities. His attention is pulled elsewhere quite often.
Is there by chance anything that would possibly sway his attention, even for just a moment?
He seems to think for a moment. Continue to ask. Put in the urgency, and if he deems it worth his time, maybe.
Thank you.
Oh, happy to help. There's a bug. Oh, I got him.
A bug in my temple? How dare you?
I tripped over him a minute ago.
Shink. Shink.
Shuffle.
I'm not gonna lie. All I could think was when you were listening, waiting for him to respond, as you just hear shuffle, just sounds coming from his ears, like somebody's shuffling around in his head looking for the answer.
I'm gonna pull a Pez, and I'm gonna go find a quiet corner.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out Kadal's journal and put it on my lap. Put my hands on the journal on my lap. I'm gonna pray really, really hard. Really, really hard. Hey, it's me again. Like, I don't mean to bother you, but I really, 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 really need to talk to you. Like, super urgent. Like, gotta find this lady because the princess is in danger and we don't know who did it and we just need to see where she's going. Please, please, please reply. Hey, thanks.
So you sit, you put your hands on the open pages, and you squint your eyes shut, and you really, really try, and you really put all your all into it. And there's a few moments where you're like, that son of a bitch is ignoring me. You feel a hand rest against your head. It kind of gives you like a little, like a grandpa, like, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Not that kind of shuffle. The like ruffling is the word I was looking for. A little like hair ruffle. Kind of you hear a very familiar voice, a bit lower and very grandfatherly. He goes, "Was it so hard to say please?"
Talking shit.
You glance over your shoulder and you see someone that looks very similar to Bard in the longer gray beard, the robe, but the staff that he is holding is far more intricate and natural looking, and it has a green glow in the curled, knotted tip of it. That same green glow matches the green glow of his right eye, where his left glows a very vibrant blue from within the darkness of his hood. And whereas Bard was, shuffle, 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 hunched over, Kadal is standing very tall, very proud. And he looks down at you and smiles, and it is good to see you, Vanera.
It's good to see you too. That was rude, though. Dare you?
Let an old man have his fun. So, and he even, slips down, goes crisscross applesauce, and sits down beside you. Got the staff kind of over his shoulder, one arm is over top of it. Seems to he never fully breaks contact with the staff, and you've noticed this before. And you wish to ask of me something.
The Baroness has been acting weird, and with our connections through Kasumi to Shenshe, it has been confirmed that she is at least somehow...
Sorry, frog in my throat.
somehow involved in the assassination attempts on Princess Ena. She's fled, and we don't have the time to be splitting off in different directions. It's imperative that we know where she went the first try. Try and find her, because something else is going on that she's connected to, and we need her to help piece together all of these other little things. You know which way she went?
You see him looking at you, and then his eyes seem to lose focus, and he's looking through you. The blue eye seems to glow brighter, and there's almost a bit of arcane steam wafting off from the eye. I don't have a great word for it. When you see the anime thing, it's like the stuff. It's that, but with the blue. And after a moment or two, the glowing subsides, and he comes back to the present, and he focuses back on you again. I do see her. From what I can tell, she has ridden hard through the night, and she is already in Maelglin. From what I can tell, she appears to be heading home. As far as her involvement with your other spectral friends. I do not sense anything of such.
DM, what was her place called?
Emerald Point. It's one word. I'll type it here.
No, like I can spell that. Was that after Maelglen? Like she's riding through Maelglen because it takes her to Emerald Point?
Yes. Emerald Point is about the same distance south of Maelglen as it is to get from Maelglen to Harpermere in the north.
To Harpermere, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
She's writing.
Shall we? Oh, I gotta take good notes.
No, it's fine. It's more for the podcast listeners to not be like, oh, well, their microphone's fucking weird. Meh.
No, I'm writing. At least we have a direction of where we can go, so we're not going all over the place. Just gonna look at his staff and be like, can I have that someday?
He kind of grins
Just
at you.
joking, of course, but
He grins at you and gives you the kind of look, and then he sort of he like nods his chin towards your left and says, Nefeli says hello, and he seems to be looking past you from where you're sitting.
just gonna look.
You look over, and through the cracks in one of the tiles, a little purple flower has sprouted through.
What?
Pick it.
No! It's petals. Do you have time for one more question?
You turn back to ask him this.
Is he gone already?
He's not there.
Ah! You're a jerk. You knew I was gonna ask you how to read this. But thank you. In all seriousness, I do appreciate the answer. She's gonna pick the flower, put it in her ear.
No.
Murder her!
Evil! Evil!
All right. Is there anything the other three of you would like to do in the Temple of Godal?
I'm curious. Would we have been able to hear her speaking to herself over in the
just
corner?
crazy loon in the fucking corner.
Make a perception check, because you were looking at the pretty art.
I was zoning.
ADHD to the ceiling.
Of course, D&D Beyond decided to close.
Of course.
Of course.
Horse. He's got a horse.
A horse. Come on.
It's off course.
Pez, you gotta stop flashbanging yourself, dude.
Come on, you can load. You can do it.
You can do it.
You said perception.
Yes.
That isn't that one.
That's some pretty fucking paintings.
Okay.
Pretty colors.
It's one of those situations where you start in one spot and you're like, oh, that's cool. It goes there. It's like, oh, and then it kind of leads into that. And, oh, that man's making a really funny face. The artist really sucks there. You kind of go down and there's more and there's a ship. And the next thing you know, you hear Vanera walking back across the temple towards you.
I think so.
Pez is still in a corner, I'm assuming. So. What's the plan for the three of you?
We need horses.
Oh, we need horses?
We need horses.
Like right now?
Like right now.
What's a horse?
It's a horse.
Or we need gallimimuses. We need so many of them. We need to... A gallimimus! We can go so fast! She's on her way to Milglen. She's going back to Emerald Point. So we gotta get to the king to see if he has gallimimuses so we can go do that, because zoom zoom.
All right.
Oh.
I can ride one of them.
Okay.
Gotta get the boys. The other boys.
Where'd they go again? I don't remember.
To the other place.
Where are we going?
Pastries?
No.
Priorities.
I love you, Pez.
Nice hand. While that's a great idea, we should probably go kickstart back to the king. Get that underway. And then we can meet the boys. And go fast.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay. So the three of you head on back towards the palace to find the king, hopefully run into the boys at some point. And that is where we're going to take a quick little break, go to the bathroom, get some something to drink, and we'll be right back to see what les boys have been up to at the Temple of the Gods. So we'll be back in just a little bit. Don't go too terribly far. We'll be back.
Bruh, if I don't get...
And we are back. So, last we left off, a few more questions around the capital had been made. Vanera was able to successfully commune with Kadal and get a few answers out of him. Maybe not all the ones that she wanted, as he very conveniently Batmaned himself away from her.
Batman.
So, Vanera, Kasumi, and Pez are heading back to the palace to see if they can find mounts of some sort to try and gain some ground. However, we will be going to Brick and Zahn as they arrive at the Temple of the Gods in the Grove District. So, the two of you trekked a fairly long way. It's a bit of a hard walk going from one end of the kingdom to the other on foot. But eventually you do see, compared to the Temple of Kadal, this one's much smaller and no less extravagant, but at least from the exterior. Walking inside, you see that the structure is just a perfect circle all the way around. And as you look in through the doorway, in between each alcove of the structure is a tall floor-to-ceiling window to let the light come into the structure. And in each alcove is a statue carved of one of the deities. So you see, Coyote in both of his forms. You see Gambors, Seto, Bowler, Kadal, Valkyrie, Talia in both of her forms. You see Shenshe and Tlalocoatl. You even see Aaron, the elven deity. All of them are represented in this temple.
How pretty does the Valkyrie statue look?
They all are of relative quality to each other.
I just meant
no, I know. I'm working
like.
on that. They all look like they were carved from the same person. It feels pretty spot on. There's maybe a few things that you notice that's like, oh, they didn't really capture that scar properly, or her wings aren't that small, and then you're like, oh well, it's got to fit in the space, so maybe they, artistic liberties. It's pretty damn good though. Like there's very few things that could be confused for them. Like they were all done good justice work.
How many people are there? Is there anybody in here?
You see a few people that are standing around. One of them is in front of the statues for Talia, and they're prostrating themselves.
Prostrate yourself.
As you enter the room, you see one man in the center, and he seems to be conversing with some people dressed very similarly to those from the Untamed West, where the Knightly Kingdoms you have more the poofy flowing dresses that cover most of them. These gentlemen are wearing more tailor-made suits, the jacket, button-down vest,
Prim and proper.
Yeah, the rougher leather boots, and sees the two of you enter in, and specifically Brick, and he kind of looks confused at you, and the people he's talking to turn to look as well, and they seem to excuse themselves and leave the temple. And the man wanders up to you, and he's wearing a very nice leather garb, tasseted, sort of a weird robe kind of thing, and he's got brown cloak, various trinkets and books at his side, long sleeves, and he approaches you all and greets you with a friendly smile. Good day. Welcome to the Temple of the Gods. Is there any way I can help you with your visit today?
To be fair, I don't think too much. Is there anything that we need to know not to do while we are here?
Mainly be respectful to any and all who are in here, and any sort of... whichever one of the deities they choose to dedicate themselves to. Do your best not to offend anyone.
I would never do that. I'm actually surprised that all of the gods are represented so well here. Even Valkyrie.
I do my best to make sure the temple stays functional and appropriate for all who come to visit.
Did you cause these?
No, heavens no. They were here long before my station.
Well, could not hurt to ask. Go ahead. Sorry.
If you need any assistance, feel free to ask me. My name's Ellis. I'm here most days, so please enjoy yourselves. Pray to who you wish to.
DM, like, how much space, like, so there are obviously statues everywhere, like, is there space in front of all of them, or do the chairs start,
Oh, yeah, no, it's about 150, 200 feet across. If you're standing in the center circle, it's about 100 feet to get to the edge of the wall. These statues are pretty decently sized.
So, like, there's nothing stopping you from walking right up to one, right?
No, not at all.
Oh, fantastic.
There aren't even any benches or stools or anything. It's just a flat, open floor with the statues.
Okay. I'm going to poke Brick and point at Valkyrie and start walking.
Brick just kind of looks around.
Oh, yeah, pretty sweet, I guess.
I'm Brick. We have a god to speak to.
You see his gaze kind of lingers on Quetzalcoatl, and the little feather lights show up again briefly before he shakes his head and they snuff out.
He's aroused.
Are you coming?
Coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to the statue.
Okay.
Like, standing up to it, like, how tall am I in retrospect to this thing?
Your ears come over the pedestal.
Ow, okay. Big ass statue, never mind. Yeah, I guess Zon's gonna place his hand on it and look up. I'm surprised they even do Valkyrie so well here. Velbrick, I think it's time to talk to Mother. Be fair, just stay by me, stay quiet for the moment, and if you would not mind putting your hand on my shoulder. Zon's gonna sit down. Very, I wouldn't say crisscross Indian style, but just like as Viking as a sit that you can. As Viking as a sit you can get.
Okay, so you sit yourself down. Brick, you put your hand on his shoulder. Okay.
Yep.
What do you say? What do you do?
Gonna give it a second. Just.
Hey, please.
Okay, does not always like please, but just. Gonna sit and breathe in, breathe out. It's been a hot minute since he's talked to his mom. Like talked to his mom, and gonna close his eyes, put his hands together, and I said close his eyes, right? Yeah, I did. Close his eyes. Just oh god.
That is correct.
Fucking Brick, god damn it.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Thank you.
It has been quite a while, Mother. We have had quite the eventful time down here. I miss you greatly. And I miss all of Rokasin greatly, to be frank. And I would very much like to see you at this moment. If you are not preoccupied with something else. She's gonna sit there just contemplating afterwards.
Okay. You finish your prayer and your communion and try to commune with the god or with Valkyrie. And there's a significant span of time that passes. There's no response. Brick, even you heard him saying all this, and you were trying to be reverent with it, and after a point you kind of like peek an eye open, you're just... Something's supposed to happen? I don't know. Minutes pass. Still no response.
Zon's gonna just stand back up slowly. You know, his legs above it, sitting there for 2-3 minutes. Gonna let the blood go back to the footsies. Well, she must be busy. I'd hope.
Maybe the girls had better luck.
Very true. So you ever get that feeling that people just don't like you as much? Nine?
Eh.
Alright, well. I guess we should go back.
Onward?
Yeah, why not?
I kind of look back at both Valkyrie and Quetzalcoatl and kind of wave.
Tlalocoatl.
Sorry.
Tlazoccoatl.
Human.
The Aslan god.
Qualinator!
What's the meme where it's like he's my homeboy?
My
Anyway.
uncle.
And just like give a wave to them, and then kind of remember Bowler, give a wave to that one, and then head out.
Hi! Fucks off. Okay, so the two of you leave the temple, unfortunately receiving no answers. Where are you heading?
The wagon, I guess.
So I'm just gonna look around.
Actually, since we're here, I'll look at Zon. Well, we're already down here, and we're gonna assume the rest of the group had better luck.
Hopefully.
Wasn't there a carpenter you wanted to talk to?
I didn't make a side quest for fucking pastries, and you're gonna go talk to a goddamn carpenter?
Pissed off
You know
pigeon.
what? I was gonna say let's just go back, but for some strange, this carpenter sounds really important. Like I should talk to him. I actually have no idea what you're talking about. To be blatantly honest, I don't remember.
I remember there being a really friendly carpenter. We kept being like, we should go talk to that guy. We never did.
Shame.
Shame.
Well, it seems like talking to this person would be prudent. It seems that we are on the timeline, though. Was a short on time. Yes, that one. Let's get going back. Maybe they missed us. Maybe they didn't. Whatever at this point.
And also, your grasp on common seems to be slipping.
I have my mind on... Shut up. I have my mind...
First off, fuck you. Second off, fuck you.
my mind on multiple things at the moment. Thank you very much. you have actually gotten to go see your family, or actually meet them for the first time. It has been a hot minute since I have seen mine, and I do miss them greatly. You know,
I just kind of like wiggle the ring at him.
I'm aware, but we need that for other things. Actually, very importantly, something.
What day did you use that ring? Do you remember?
We didn't use the ring. Why are you umming?
Oh no. Okay, sorry. I thought you would use the ring. I was like, shit. I didn't mark what day to do that on. So my bad.
Fucking Zeke just gets like 5 feet back in his chair, like, wait.
Sorry, I was panicking because I thought that I forgot to mark down when you used the ring. So that one was on me.
Otis didn't use the ring. Because of Otis, we didn't use the ring, and I was just like, oh dear God, no. Is the ring not on my finger anymore?
You didn't see anything.
Sounds good.
It's my heart.
I do miss my family, and while it is something you may not be familiar with feeling-wise, I do enjoy going to places that I feel welcomed by loved ones, and do not get that a lot here.
I mean, you're welcome with me, and I'm pretty sure you're welcome with the rest.
The feeling is always... The feeling is very different.
Pez!
Both him and Vanera. Just
assholes.
I mean...
Shut up, eat your chocolate.
It does not take a genius to realize that some of us do not all get along with each other as much.
Oh, I thought that's just how families work.
Nein, this is not how families work. Even in the roughness from where I come from. We are walking while this is going on, by the way.
Oh, I assume so. No, you're stopped right in front of the carpenters. He's right there just... And you're having this argument. He's just...
I'm Paul.
No, I was assuming that you were walking on back.
So, I just assume that families squabble and fight and disagree. I have nothing else to compare it to.
As I said, you are not used to the feeling. Yet, at least.
Alright. Well, for now, I prefer it this way.
Sounds good, Pat. I'm happy that you do.
Onward?
Yes. Onward and forward.
Okay. So, the boys head back to the wagon. The ladies and Pez go into the palace, inform the king of what they had learned. And he seems a little bit more energetic now that you claim that Kadal has now put his eyes on the matter. If at the very least, upon your request, and within short order, he has a letter written up that he gives to whichever one of you three wishes to take it, gives it to Vanera. It is a letter commanding anyone that you give it to essentially refresh your mounts wherever you end up. And he instructs you that when you are ready to leave, to send word to one of the guards at the Royal District Gatehouse, and they will pass the word along to have your mounts pulled out and ready for you as soon as you're ready to leave. So around that time...
Horses are Gala Mimuses.
Well, per your request, they were the Gala Mimuses.
Yes!
They were the Gala Mimuses.
The
So,
flaming Gala Mimuses.
Going off of distances traveled, I would say that you would roughly make it back to the wagon roughly the same time as each other. Vanera, Kasumi, and Pez coming back from speaking with the king, Brick and Zahn coming from the temple, because you had to go to the fucking other side of the capital and back. So, by the time you all return back to the wagon, it's a little bit afternoon. You're probably a bit hungry, but you have ferns, you've got the wagon. What's the plan?
I mean, the sooner we set out, the sooner we catch her.
We've all met up at this point?
Yes.
Why don't we just take the naughty things and go through a portal to Emerald Point? Rick?
Quick question. It's... Looking at the map in the wagon, if we went through the wilderness, is there like a straight shot route versus the road? And does it look like it could be faster if things go in our favor?
The map is not always a tried and true method. You know that the distance between Maelglen and the capital city on your map was roughly 3.5 to 4 days. And it's a fairly safe assumption from how you had traveled along that while there are some trees depicted there, it was a massive sprawling forest as far as the eye could see when you were up on a hilltop. It's possible that you could make a straight shot through the wilderness to get there faster. It could be that there's a road that goes straight there and is not that windy. It's difficult to tell with the map because it is somewhat of an artist's rendition. There will be some flaws. There will be some things that are just not there because someone had to draw it.
Okay. Well, take the main road, take the horses,
So,
whatever, the mounts.
as I said, would it not be the better idea to use your ring to bring us and the mounts through to the town?
Oh,
Therefore, we are
yeah, I
all
can't
there to
hear you, bud.
Oh, sorry. Would it not be better to take the mounts and us through the portal your ring makes to this place so we are already there? And therefore we would have a chance to explain what we are doing to the guards. Or catch you outside the town.
They did, sorry. Kadal did say she's in Maelglen, correct?
Yes, that's what Kadal relayed to Vanira.
Well, if we can get through the portal with the mounts, actually wouldn't be a bad idea. And while he probably wouldn't be too happy to see us, we could probably talk to the steward guy.
My husband.
What?
She was flirting with him.
Oh,
Yes.
I forgot about that. And maybe he can close the gates on her so she can't get out.
I mean, I could always talk to him right now.
Same.
Do that. That's good. Yeah, do that. Ask if she's still in town and close the gates on her.
So,
Raffi, that's his name. He's a chamberlain.
Sorry.
Vanira, would you be using the book, or do you have the spell of sending?
A book? My little pages?
So are the pages instantaneous, or are they...
Yes.
I didn't...
They've always been instantaneous.
Just asking the question.
Don't ask
Don't
questions.
have
You
to
doing
get...
it or me?
Go. Fine, ask. Zana's going to let her do her thing and go sit in a corner.
Good. Dear Rat,
How are you?
This is kind of urgent. Pleasantries aside.
do you want to write it?
Tempted to.
What was the Baroness's name? Baroness?
Lorella Quint.
There is a Baroness, Lorella Quint, who is on her way, if not already, in Maelglen. She's fled the city of... Where are we again?
Yeah, in Habamir.
Jesus, Vanira.
I'm sorry, I've been drinking. We are in Harlem here. And she's fled, and we need to stop her, because she's under arrest by penalty of death, but shh, don't tell her that. Just please just close the gates until we get there. We gotta bring her back. Okay, thank you, bye. But please open them for us.
Oh, we're gonna get
Jesus.
inside the gates.
I will go over the gates.
Oh, thanks.
I'm not even going to bother
Love the
writing that down.
Tempests.
Okay. So you finish writing, rip the page out, recite the
Send my
incantation.
love letter.
The blue dragon comes off, coils around it, gets a little towards you, and fizzles out in a puff of arcane sparks.
And what was this guy's position in town again? Sorry.
He's a chamberlain.
He's basically the head honcho when the ruling family's not around.
No, I get that. I just couldn't remember the.
Yeah, his name is Chamberlain Rafe Mollet. Yeah.
Rafe. I'm sorry. Raffy. Rafe.
I'm sure you, as your pet name, call him Raffy when you're hitting on him.
How Raffy.
So you send
We
the
don't know it,
page.
but Vanera's been sending messages to people in the dead of night, just flirting heavily with everyone we come across.
Don't.
Ah, bitch.
Ow, what?
What?
No.
The book's
Alright.
like this small now.
So you send the message.
Pages?
You send the message. Are you all waiting for confirmation? Are you going anyway?
Well, let's go get the horses or gallimize, whatever. Let's go get the mounts while we're waiting.
Zoomy boys.
Sure.
Okay. So you all begin trekking through the city towards where you were told. Right around the time that you are passing through the cobblestone district into the grove, Vanera, you hear the little as the messenger dragon comes back to the book. And written in a very elegant script, you see, I regret to inform you that she caused a bit of a scene going full tilt through the town. Did not stop for formalities, nearly run over a family, and seemed to be heading south. I do apologize. Chamberlain Rafe Mollet.
So she's already through. Thinking of the map, the place where we got the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that in conjunction to?
That was way to the west.
That was to the west. So
Yeah.
we came up and Greenpoint's that way.
So
we came up
if
one
you,
way.
Green Point? Emerald
Green-
Point?
If
Emerald
you
Point, sorry.
if you look at the map, if you see crossroads there, that little cave to the left, you found the wagon like a day's journey from the cave towards crossroads when Hamburger went apeshit and off the path that you guys started chasing him into the woods.
Right.
That's probably the better part of 10-ish days away.
Oh, okay, so we came to Melglin from the
Crossroads.
west.
Yes.
From Crossroads. Okay, so I was thinking Crossroads was south of Melglin, but I see you now. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, once we get, we'll have to trek all the way back, but we need to get to her. He didn't say how quickly she had gone through, did he?
No, he just said that he was unable to
Stop her. Okay. Let's go get the mounts, and then I'm going to attempt to use the portal to put us. Probably didn't go to the south gate at any point, but I'm going to attempt to put us either in Melglin or on the outside of it, so we can book it.
Oh, you can't go. You can only go to places you've been before, I'm guessing.
It works best if I have.
There will be a very high chance if he tries to go someplace he hasn't been that it will fail, and you don't know necessarily where you will end up. But if it is a place that you are aware of and you can give a precise spot, it works.
Yeah, It's based. I think you said based in the description. It's based off plane shift, but it's only on places in the material plane, and it has the side effects of teleport.
You have to be on the same plane. The location you're trying to go to needs to be on the same plane that you exist on.
Right. Okay.
So you all head through, and as per instructed, you stopped by the gatehouse between the Cobble District, or the Royal District and the Cobble District, to let them know that you were heading out. Word was sent ahead. By the time you get there, towards the gate leaving the capital, you see a group of guards all holding gallimimuses. There's 5 of them. There's one for each of you. They vary different colors. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get you a pink one. But there's...
I will walk.
Shut up and drink your beer.
I will.
But you all have very fresh mounts. You all saddle up and you take off, catching a brief glimpse of the carpenter waving as you pass by.
I was going to do it right then and there, in the street. Just
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, you still show up and the carpenter is like using a planer,
gotcha.
and he sees you and goes... Just shoo, still working away.
Like that good neighbor that just like...
Yeah. And he's woodworking. Like it appears like he's working on a very big, very ornate table. But you all have the mounts. Brick, you take the ring, you throw it out there.
Always wanted to do this.
Where are you choosing?
I'm gonna put us
very center of the town.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm gonna put us at the most southern point of the town that I remember.
Okay, that would put you actually kind of roughly around where the open market had been and where the blacksmith and the butcher had been that you had conversed with before. Okay. Being midday, you're just like, please let there no one be there, like right in our way, because it was pretty hustle and bustle the last time you were around. So you all see Brick takes this stone-carved ring from his finger, even appears to have a little bit of moss on it. He concentrates on where he wants... I knew Pez was going to get excited. Thinks about where he wants to go, and he throws the ring out in front of him. But instead of falling to the ground as gravity would normally predict, it seems to go in a straight line for about 10-20 feet, and it gets bigger and bigger, and it begins to rotate and spin, and as it comes to a stop, there had been some swirling energies within, and as it stops, there's a slight rippling effect, and you see through the ring the market area of Maelglen, and you see on the other side people are looking towards you with this look of fear and confusion, and people are starting to like back away from this.
We have our opening. Go.
Forward.
We have a heading.
Oh, damn
It's
it,
the
you
Stargate.
beat it. Here we go. Off to Maelglen.
Okay, so all of you go through. The ring is only 5 feet high, so from bottom to top. So you are going to have to squish down, and even the gallimimuses seem a little concerned because they're fairly big creatures, and they have to like really, duck down. But you all 5 of you rush through. And Brick, since this is the first time that you have used it, I would recommend that you look at the...
I remember after everyone is through, I touch the thing, say the command word, and it...
Okay, good. So it passes through. There's quite a bit of hustle and bustle as the 5 of you thunder through. And the gallimimuses seem to be very eager to go. Like maybe they haven't really run in a while. And as you like come through and pull them to a stop, they're kind of like stamping in place. And there's different smells, different sounds, different creatures and faces around. And there's quite a bit of commotion as you burst through. And Brick, you touch the gate and it shrinks back into your palm. You quickly put it back on your finger.
I look around. Is there a guard anywhere nearby?
You begin to hear the stomping of metal feet as it looks like a patrol is heading towards the commotion.
I don't see them, though.
I mean, you're on top of a gallimimus. You would see them, like, their heads over the, like, very small crowd gathered around.
I kind of shout to the guards, "Tell the Chamberlain we're sorry for the commotion. We gotta go. Bye."
You all...
You give me shit.
Huh?
You give me shit.
I give everybody
what?
shit.
I fucking love you, bye!
Okay. So, you all thunder on out towards the southern gate? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fucking go, go, go!
All right. So, you take on towards the path. How hard are you riding these creatures? Are you going to stop at night? Are you going to rest overnight? Are you going to power through the night? What's the plan? Because you do have about 3 or 4 days here, and we will speed through this just for the sake of, having fun and keeping the energy up. So I just kind of need to know, are you really pushing these Gallimimuses hard? Are you actually going to take breaks?
Do we actually think we can catch her?
You have no
I
idea.
was kind of asking that to the group.
Oh.
Wait, you said that she had just gone, she made a commotion. Can I lean over? Like, how long ago was the Baroness's hotch run through here?
Who are you asking?
A guard close to the door.
Okay.
The gate that we're going out.
You get to the gate, and the man standing there looks really confused at seeing you all. He's like, I don't know. It wasn't on me shift. We had to change the guards recently.
As in today, or...
The guards changed about an hour and a half ago.
Oh, she's not that far ahead.
It's just when they swapped. That doesn't mean it's when they saw them.
I mean, how much daylight do we have left?
It's still a little after lunch, 2, 3 o'clock.
I say we try to catch her, and if we don't catch her by nightfall, we rest.
Okay. Is that alright with everyone else?
Let's go! Yeah! Takes off.
Okay.
Sorry, Zon, if you had something else to ask him.
Nope.
Okay. With a sense of
You can
urgency.
still ask him.
No, they swapped. There's nothing more I can ask.
With a very reasonable sense of urgency, you all begin to thunder down the path towards the south, towards where you would assume is Emerald Point. You travel for most of the day. There we go. Okay. You travel for a good 6 hours.
Sorry, I completely forgot this. I'm going to summon, even though he's on guard duty, I'm going to resummon Mortar and have him fly ahead to see if he can see any signs of the Baroness and any trouble along the road.
Okay. You send Mortar up into the air. You travel a fair ways, Mortar flying a decent ways ahead of you and circling back every now and then just to get within range to relay the information to you. There's no one on the road. You stop for a moment to get something to drink and feed and water the Gallimimuses, and you set off again. It's been about 6 hours at this point, and you've been going pell-mell the whole way. Just no sign. The sun is beginning to set.
Do we think we should rest? Mortar doesn't see anything.
If we want to be ready to fight this person, might be prudent to have a good night's sleep.
We have run the Gallimimus hard. If
Does-
he doesn't
is-
see anything.
Is anyone familiar with being able to see if she was even through here?
I was about to say, I think two of us are decent at tracking. I mean,
I look at the kobold.
I was about to say, like,
Paez?
has. Can you see? About to say, if he doesn't, I want to see if it looks like there's been any fresh hurt and hoof prints.
Make an investigation.
What happened? My computer froze.
Do you want to help check to see if it looks like there's been a cart and horses through here recently?
Yep.
Yar.
Yeah.
So just give Pez the
make a survival check, please.
Survival.
Survival.
Can I also look to see if the plants have been disturbed?
There's not a whole lot of plants on the road. It's pretty much a dirt track that occasionally turns to mud where there might be some lingering water from a morning fog.
Did I get advantage on that or no?
I mean, can I give him advantage if I'm just gonna...
Oh, yes. Sorry, I meant to say that. Apologies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Much better. 22.
22. During one of your pit stops, you get down all fours with Hamburger and you're checking out the road, and you do see the normal wear and tear and the ruts of normal travel, but you start to get a little bit discouraged because you're just seeing hoof prints and carriage tracks. But then you notice that there's a particular set of tracks where the indentations are far deeper than just the normal trundling cart, and the distance between these deeper like claw ruts seems to indicate that whatever was coming through here is going very quickly, as fast if not faster than your mounts.
Speedy Gonzalez has been here.
Ouch.
Well, it seems we're at least on the right track. But we sleep, get up as quick as we can, and go.
If she's that far ahead of us and she's already got a head start, probably going fast, if not faster. She's probably going to get there before we will. So this is probably going to be an infiltration and extraction.
I'm alright with kicking in the front door.
Well, this is going to be her city, or town, or whatever, so she's going to have the entire town guard. And as much as that sounds like a lot of fun to fight, probably want to keep the casualties to a minimum, and also, as much fun as it would be, being that outnumbered probably isn't the best idea.
You seem to forget that we are on the order of the king, and so as guards as they may be Emerald Point guards, they are still required to answer to him.
They don't know us, and we have nothing other than a please refresh the horses. We thought we were going to get... Galamizes. We thought we were going to get to her before she got there, and it seems like that's not the case anymore.
Well,
so we have no proof of our backing.
Well, on the bright side, we do have somebody who has a book that allows us to get somebody's writing on it, and could possibly have a seal put on it before it is returned, if that is an idea that seems viable.
Oh. That's an interesting idea.
Ah, yes. I do have those on occasion.
Vanera, do you think that could work?
What? Sorry, siren started again.
No, you're good. Zahn suggested that in order to hopefully make the town guards cooperate with us, using your sending book to send a message to the king, asking for a writ and seal showing that we are on his business, and to have the town guards stay out of our way if they are not solely on her side, and hopefully still subservient to the king.
Fine.
Just a suggestion.
Hello, King. We need a letter by order of the king.
That's you.
That's you. To avoid any complications in Emerald Point. Please send ASAP.
Don't
She
forget
has come this way, and we expect complications. Jesus Christ. I could not think of the word halfway through it.
That looked painful.
Don't forget to ask for his seal. Please.
With your seal. The animal. Thanks. Love the Tempests. I don't write the animal.
That would be a very Vanera thing to do, though.
It would be a very Vanera thing to do. All
Can I
right,
draw a little picture of a seal? I'm just going.
if you want to.
Case in point.
So, you write the message, send it off. You all begin to set up camp as the night goes on. While you are eating Vanera, you get a reply back. While there is no seal, the seal cannot be transferred. The first thing you do see is that it does have the king's signature. Written there in two parts. One is to answer your questions, and it essentially says that Emerald Point is not a town. It is a singular. It is a singular place with, for lack of a better word, a serfdom to it. There aren't really any guards there as far as the city goes. But in case that there are, in case some may have been tricked or, or any falsehoods that were given to them, beneath that is his message giving you passage, essentially, or don't fuck with these guys if you are still loyal to the crown. Allow them to carry out the king's justice.
All right. Well, we got that.
Would you say that Emerald Point is more of an estate than it is like?
Yes, for lack of a better description, it sounds almost like it's a lumber plantation, I guess. Like it's a singular place, not a town, not a city. There's not like a bunch of trade happening. There's not really tourists or anything. It seems to be a single export kind of deal. I don't really have a great word for it. It's not a town that you're going to show up to the front gates and see guards be like, what is your purpose here? It doesn't seem anything anywhere close to what Maelglen would be, as an example.
Well, we have that taken care of if that comes up. So, based on his description, looks like he might get to kick in the door after all.
Yay, I want to kick in the door so bad. Or sword in the door. Or just, violently open the door in any means necessary.
I am curious, though, if Kadal is right and this has nothing to do with the smoke monsters, what's the point?
Some people are just bad. The bone.
Are you asking what the purpose for the Baroness killing the princess was?
Yeah, it just seemed something.
Jealousy is an ugly thing.
Mm-hmm.
And can drive you to do very stupid things.
I guess that emotion just hasn't. I might need to study that emotion a bit more. I'm having a hard time.
How would you feel if your new, what was the other robot that, or not robot, sorry, the other automaton that,
Gemini?
Yes, that one. How would you feel if Gemini came around and immediately started calling me father, and I gave her all of attention and ignored you?
You already ignore me.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Zon is not going to say anything. He's going to walk over to where his Calamimus is, sit, and go to fucking bed.
So wait, you're gonna ignore him and walk away?
Zahn is going to flick you off the whole fucking time while he walks away.
Is that any way to treat your child?
Yeah. You have... Nah. Zahn going to bed. Pack all of this.
Kasumi,
Yes.
we have the campsite.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I sort of assumed that was what was being done.
Yeah.
Should've let you figure that out on your own.
We haven't needed it in so long.
We've been living quite cozy lately, but
Yeah. Oh
sure.
God. She needs to open her book of sending.
Okay.
Does anyone else
Fern,
want?
please feed my griffin.
I was wondering how long that was gonna take you.
Fern, please feed the griffin.
I almost slipped and was like, "What are you doing with them?" It's like, nope. She has to learn. She has to become responsible.
Big capital letters. Fern, please.
While Vanera's feverishly just writing, does anyone else want to activate the campsite? She just holds the bag out
at arm's
I'll
length.
do it. I just walk over. How does it work again?
You have to say the command word.
What's the command word?
Abracadabra.
It's a great question. I don't know if we've ever RP'd the command word.
Yeah.
You better pick one.
Yeah, Kasumi, what's the command word? Huh?
Open sesame.
Open sesame.
Yeah, you catch a chair to the chin.
Did you stand in the middle of us and open that?
No, I went a ways, but I also just was holding it in my hand. I was like, open sesame. Yeah, as I'm staring into it.
You take
Chair damage.
5 points of bludgeoning chair damage.
Sure fired at him.
Drink your beer.
Boo.
Sure. Lemonade.
All right. So again, just sort of in the interest of speeding things along a tad bit, is there anything you all want to do throughout the night or the next couple days of travel?
Eat a bug.
You can, on your Gallimimus, just head to the side, mouth open, catching all the bugs you want, buddy.
Yay.
Fast food.
No.
Okay. So, you travel for the next couple of days, not going quite so breakneck to kind of save the energy of your Gallimimuses, maybe taking a little bit longer breaks in between. Let's see, that'll get you to then. But we will say that you still keep a fairly decent pace, and we'll say that actually we'll let ye old dice gods decide, and judging by my luck, it's gonna say it's only been like one fucking day. Oh no! Look at that. So, it is now the 11th of Izkali. You've been traveling for roughly 3.5 days. The road was a little bit more winding than you were expecting, and fairly quickly into your journey, you realize that the forest is very quickly taking over and becoming one of the more predominant features of the landscape. The trees are getting taller. They start becoming less unique. They're becoming more the same species, bigger and bigger, closer together, thicker. And soon enough, all of a sudden, on one side of the trail, or one side of the path, you just see stumps. And you see logs piled up. There's equipment, but there's no people. Some of the tools are left lying around. There are axes dropped at the base of trees. You even see one of those two-man saws left in the side of a fairly large tree, maybe a third of the way cut through. As you continue along further, you begin to see there are beasts of burden that are still hitched up and left attached to equipment. They're laying there, unable to really move. They just kind of are. You can see that the grass immediately in front of them, on at least one side, has been completely picked clean from them eating. They don't seem to be in distress, maybe a little bit uncomfortable, but they kind of lift their heads to look at you, just slowly chewing as you're passing by. There's another much larger dinosaur. You're not super familiar with what it is, but it's bigger than the others. It has a harness and a brittle on, and whatever it was attached to is no longer attached, and the leather straps are just kind of dangling from its side, and it's just slowly thumping around the lumber yard. Pauses to look at you, doesn't seem to think you're much of a threat, and just turns and begins picking leaves off of trees. You continue further on down a ways. The trees come back and kind of like there was just like a chunk that had been starting to be chopped down, and then the trees come back again, and then there's another break where the same situation where things were just left. There's no beasts of burden this time around. There's no dinosaurs lingering about. Another gap, and then you begin to see in the distance homes. Very small, very quaint. They seem to be made from the same wood that has been milled from around this area. And as you're passing by, I need everyone to make a perception check for me.
Perception.
+9, hell yeah.
Have we had a long rest?
You've had many long rests. It's been 3 days.
Many long rests.
Yes.
Okay.
So I would say in those 3 days, if there's any spells that you wish to prepare, any items you wish to have attuned to that you haven't, you've had plenty of days and plenty of evenings to do so.
I'm using a lucky roll.
Ian, is it okay if I'm doing this through Mortar's eyes?
Sure. Well,
okay. Because I've had him out circling.
Make an animal handling check, because you are on a Gallimimus by yourself, and losing your sight and touch is dangerous. You're heavily reliant on your mount to...
10.
10?
Very bad. 11.
You got an 11. You try, Brick, with that animal handling check. Unfortunately, you're used to sitting still, but the bouncing up and down motion causes you to grip and start to pull, and while you can't see or hear, you can feel, and you immediately panic and realize that you've accidentally jerked your Gallimimus off to the side, and you're not able to do both at once. But you gave it a shot. Okay. So Veneer got an 11 with perception. Anyway. Okay, thanks for wasting our time. Veneer got an 11. Zon, what'd you get?
24.
24. Kasumi?
6.
6. Pez?
23.
23. Brick?
Natural 20 plus 4. 24.
Okay. Venera and Kasumi, you're distracted because... I was going to say, Kasumi's a little distracted seeing Brick go off to the side. It's like, oh, no, Brick, what the fuck are you doing? Come back here. And Venera, your brain's a little bit more concerned with the roaming dinosaurs that were left brittled up, but you have a task, you have a goal. But through the other three having very, very good successes, they even point this out to you too. People are peering through the slatted windows. A few times you catch a glimpse of someone peeking through a doorway, and as soon as you make eye contact, they slam the door again. You swear further up the street, you see, or up the road, you see people shutting curtains and reaching out to shut their the shutters on the windows. Apart from those brief moments of movement, it feels like you're in a ghost town. And looking further on down the road, you can see in the distance a very large manor of some sort, a mansion almost, made of this similar wood but much, much nicer, and it's very large.
What's missing is the mushrooms.
Say again, sorry?
Brick made a morbid joke that says, "Oh, this place is missing is the mushrooms."
Oh, too soon, Tony. Which actually, man, that was a while ago.
That was so long ago.
Like a year and a half.
Nuh-uh.
We'll check later.
Unless anybody has any other ideas, we can always storm the manor, or we can ask a household where they are, but by the looks of it, we will not get far. Unless I'm allowed to do what I do best, and I doubt it.
Burn the bitch down.
I say you go with your first plan of kicking in the manor door.
Is that what we want to do?
I'll send Mortar on a recon mission just around the manor to see what he can see, maybe look in a few windows.
Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Have him make a perception check for me. Oh, I will say that around this point, it's roughly midday, so it's bright and sunny. You've gone through days of fog. You had one day where in the morning it kind of like raining a little bit, but everything's been clear, thankfully. What'd you get?
22.
22.
Thank goodness for that advantage.
Yeah, you're no longer attempting to see through his eyes as you're riding. A few. You had. Yeah. You've had a few scares attempting it and just haven't quite gotten the hang of steering your mount while doing it. So you've given up on that. You just tell him, just go, come back and tell me what you find. And Mortar goes on. Are you still going full tilt, or are you kind of like more at a trotting pace at this point as you're going through the town area?
I mean, I'll leave it up to the group as well, but I assume we were just kind of trotting at this point.
I'm not hearing a no, so we're gonna go with that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a few minutes after you send Mortar. You can see him go off into the distance, and eventually he comes back, and through your telepathic link with him, he tells you that he only sees one person, and they're standing outside the front door.
Male or female?
What was the roll again?
22.
It was a male.
All right. I inform the rest of the group. Well, we got one person standing outside the door. Let's see how this goes.
All right.
All right. So, you all trot up further. Your gallimamesis. As you get closer, you see a man is standing there. Seems to be a little bit older, perhaps. It's a little difficult to tell from this distance. While his hair is a bit grayer, he's wearing very nice clothes. He has metal shin guards on. He has very spiked, very brutal looking gauntlets, a brown coat, gray slacks, and though his hair is gray and so is his beard, he still looks to be very much in his physical prime. He's quite muscular, and he's leaning with his back against the large round front door of the manor. And as you approach, he seems to be fiddling with a knife, just spinning the tip of the blade against his hand. And so you have reference images of him. He has a sword at his belt. And looking as the five of you approach, he kind of has this look of, you're almost not even worth his time. Go on then, what's your business here?
Is the Baroness in?
Might be not. What's your business with her?
Well, Vanera, if you could get the note out. Under order of the king, she's to come with us.
He doesn't move. That's real cute.
Yeah, I've been stressed out the last few days. I'm only going to ask one more time. Get out of our way, or go get your Baroness, or I will cleave your head off of your shoulders.
And I'll give you one bit of advice.
Zahn does not wait for him to finish it. He swings his sword.
You're not... Are you throwing it at him?
Oh,
you're
sorry,
still,
I thought we
you're
were...
still on your Gallimimus,
Oh,
a ways
bad.
away.
Nope, never mind then. I'll wait. My apologies. I thought we were down on the ground. My bad.
I mean, no one said that you had gotten off and approached him. You were just still on the Gallimimuses. He'll say, and I'll give you a choice to turn your asses back around and leave.
Or what?
Or we make you.
Who's
Yes.
You begin to hear footsteps behind you, to the right of you, and to the left of you, as three more figures step out from where they've been hiding behind bushes, behind the corners of the walls. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
What? But
Damn.
So we will be starting the next session with a wee little bit of combat, I do believe. So thank you all so much for joining us tonight. I am absolutely thrilled that though we've had sirens going off all night, everything was stable and we were able to get this going on through.
And it shuts down.
and we all die. So we will be back to not complete, but to continue this campaign in 2 weeks. Next week should be Storm King's Chaos, and hopefully this time on that one we'll actually be able to have a decent session there as well, and then have the Conqueror out.
Storm King!
Yeah, knock on wood there.
I should actually be there.
Yay!
Yeah. We feel like we've been doing your character justice, but we don't know. So any parting comments, questions, concerns?
I'm gonna get to kill
Again, if you're in Orlando, you're going to MegaCon, come see me.
So Zahn's ready to kill someone. If you're in Orlando and you're watching us live, go visit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that being said, we look forward to seeing you on Pez Plays, and theoretically Whiskey Wednesdays, if we're able to get enough people to watch it, that we can actually have a decent conversation about it that would warrant having a stream about it. Maybe we'll just do that during Pez Plays. Kill two birds with one stone kind of deal. So if you're interested in that, join us here live. And apart from that, fun times. Stay safe. If you're out further west and in Tornado Alley, we wish you all the best of luck and safety that we possibly can. We know that Arkansas or Kansas, I can't remember which, has already suffered. Arkansas has already suffered quite a bit today. So please stay safe. If you haven't already joined the Discord, links down below. It was in the chat earlier today. We're always looking for people to hang out with and chat with and play games with. So if it sounds like something you'd be interested in doing, then by all means, join us. Anyone and everyone's welcome. So until the next time we go live, yeah, stay safe.